Good morning, guys. So we managed yesterday to finish all the sanding with the orbital sander. So we have all the parts of the boat that are where the paint stays are now sanded and ready to paint theoretically. And that's all the gray here. And what is left now is the part where all the paint has to go, and that's the lowest part of the hull. And here we use the needle gun, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Also a lot of fun for all our neighbors because it's very loud. Yeah, let's see how that works. That's gonna be this part here. All the red has to go, all the red has to go, all the red has to go. And we do this because here the color is already falling off. And I start here at the back.
Not sure if you can hear me because we're already hard at work. We're a bit stressed out, you can see. I haven't shaved in a while. My bandana is a different color because we didn't wash clothes. We're running out of time. In a bit more than 2 weeks we have our splash day. We're going back into the water. We set this about 2 weeks ago when we just were fed up with boat work and said, okay, we'll pull the trigger, we'll set a splash date, and everything that's done until then is done until then. There's only very few jobs left that need to be done. One is painting the hull, installing the new through hull, and lifting the rudder back into the boat. So now we're hurrying and working our butts off to actually make this happen.
Good morning, guys. We started the day with trying to fix our compressor because he decided to stop working yesterday, and we really needed to work because otherwise the needle gun is not an option.
An alliteration joke. We needed to needle.
We needed to needle. What did you do?
Well, not much yet. Oh, I look like a scrub. We might have to refill some oil, although I don't know which one. And then I'll probably give it a few kicks and maybe a bang with the hammer. That's about the extent of my knowledge on how to fix this.
I really hope it works.
Because we need this a bit more. We'll give it a bit love and care. I just fill in until the inner voice says, "It's enough now, son." I mean, all I can say now, it has more oil than before.
Yes.
I don't know if it's too much or if it's enough. Oh, I think I found a breaker.
You found a breaker?
Could be.
Oh my gosh. Please.
And what sounds like a dying whale is the how does a compressor sound with the open drainage plug?
Oh,
it's always
that's
good if it's just a breaker.
amazing.
Oh, happy days!
Not. We thought so, but we were badly disappointed.
It might be that our dear compressor
Died.
is broken. And as you know, we have a splash date and we have a precise plan on what needs to be done when to make that splash date, and with a broken compressor this is not gonna work. So we will have to somehow conjure up a new compressor out of thin air. We got saved. A friend of ours had an extra compressor, so Kira is compressing again. Continuing painting the hull. What you can see here is shiny bare steel. This is where we have gone down to bare steel. Kira is now wiping off the dust because we need to be extra dust free. And that's the rudder. And now we're painting soon.
So we cleaned up the dust a bit and are now cleaning the blank parts with even with acetone to get all the fat off. Here, there, and then all the shiny parts here on the front. Hello. And this and this. Okay, another big moment because we're opening this new can of paint. And we don't know what color it is, so that's a surprise too. Black? So, paint is ready. So a beautiful Jotun alu paint.
Woo! We're done. This was quite the ordeal. It took us 2.5 weeks, even more, almost 3 weeks, to get all the paint off this boat. So if you're ever thinking of really properly stripping all the anti-fouling of a 43 footer with a long keel or a moderate long keel, it's gonna take forever. And all the grey that you're seeing now is the epoxy coating that is on. That is still good. That looks still good, so it's sticking really well to the steel. So everything that is white, all these spots, there the old paint was not good anymore and the epoxy was not good anymore and the bare steel was sticking out. So we had all these bubbles and spots in the paint, and we decided that this is where we need to go back to bare steel to start rebuilding the painting system. And now they already have 2 coats of epoxy paint on them. We're using Jota Mastic. So we have a coat of Jota Mastic 80 Alu underneath and then a coat of Jota Mastic 87 on top, so that we have different colors and we can better see what we painted already. What we're going to do now is we're going to power wash the entire hull to get rid of all the dust, and then we're going to paint 2 coats at least of epoxy on the whole hull to just make sure that we have a well sticking and fresh epoxy coat on the whole hull. And probably on these spots here where we went back to bare steel, we'll add another extra layer of epoxy so that we have at least 5 layers of epoxy. Then after that it's a coat of a tie coat. So after the epoxy, when it's still wet, we'll paint a tie coat on top to seal in the epoxy and make the anti-fouling stick better. So epoxy, tie coat, 2 coats of anti-fouling. Then we're done. Or we're almost done, because then we need to move these babies. The stands. There is 8 of them currently. Then we need to move them, go down to bare steel and paint again underneath. And we have 1.5 weeks time, so I'm not sure if we can make it into the water actually. This sounds again like it's not gonna work. Mood is so-so, motivation is, we have to be motivated, we have to work. But now that we have been working like crazy for the past 6 months actually, we have been working like crazy on this boat, and we thought it would be much faster. We have worked 3 months when we first lifted it out, had to go home to make money, came back, worked another 6 months, so a total of 9 months of boat work here, and we're still nowhere near done. So the motivation is decreasing, because it's just so devastating that you're putting in all your heart, soul and money, and it's a never-ending hole. I still think it's worth it, because we wouldn't have gotten another boat than this one. It was too perfect. We will be sailing with it at one point, but currently it's tough. This much honesty has to be, we have to be dishonest. Currently it's tough. So we might or might not make the splash date that we have envisioned. Let's hope we can make this one. Otherwise we'll probably feel really sad.